In January 2010, Jarmeka Yvonne Nikki Whitehead, a 34-year-old single mother of twin daughters from Conyers in Georgia's Rockdale County, was brutally beaten and stabbed to death. She was brutally beaten and repeatedly stabbed before being discovered dead in a pool of blood in the bathroom of her home on January 14th. The life of Jarmeka Yvonne Nikki Whitehead. Jarmeka Yvonne Nikki Whitehead was a free-spirited single mother from Conyers, Georgia, who was known as Nikki Whitehead to her loved ones. Her grandmother Della Frazier raised her after a difficult childhood. She became pregnant at the age of 17, and in 1993, she gave birth to Tasmiyah and Jasmiyah Whitehead, who are identical twin daughters. Nikki Whitehead was employed at the Simply Unique salon in Decatur, which was owned by Patrina Sims. She had been in a relationship with Robert Head since 2000. Nikki and her daughters had been residing with Frazier in Clarkston for some time, until she decided to relocate them to her boyfriend's house in Conyers, according to officials. After the relocation, Nikki's daughters began to experience academic difficulties, and their grades started to decline. The once model students and Girl Scouts twins began to rebel against their mother during their teenage years. An unhealthy and unstable relationship existed between Nikki and her twin daughters. Nikki Whitehead and her twin daughters frequently fought and argued verbally and physically. A juvenile court judge ordered the twins back to Frazier's house after the twins got into a fight with Nikki in 2008 that resulted in Nikki Whitehead being scratched and dragged across the floor. Because of this, she had to give her grandmother custody of the twins. She did, however, get custody of her kids back on January 5, 2010. According to reports, the twins disliked living with their mother because they felt suffocated by her rigid rules and method of discipline. The tragic end of Jarmeka Yvonne Nikki Whitehead. On the morning of January 13, 2010, the violent family strife that had been building over the years between Nikki Whitehead and her twin children finally erupted and took her life. Tasmiyah described how she and her sister woke up that morning late for school and ran into their mother in the kitchen. After striking Jasmiyah with a pot, Tasmiyah took the pot away from their mother, at which point Nikki reached for a steak knife. This is how the altercation started that fateful morning. Everyone was enraged as there was insulting language, cursing, gouging, and scratching. Nikki was cut and stabbed during the altercation. The twins dragged their mother into the bathtub as she was passing away after all the biting, punching, screaming, and stabbing. In the bathtub, she finally gave up. According to the prosecution, Nikki Whitehead was stabbed repeatedly, suffering serious injuries to her lungs, jugular, and the back of her neck, where her spinal cord was severed. Jasmiyah and Tasmiyah Whitehead later left for school and flagged down a Rockdale County Sheriff's deputy passing by their house, telling him they had just discovered their mother dead. According to the prosecution, Tasmiyah told the police that when she heard her sister Jasmiyah scream, she ran outside to find their mother lying in a pool of blood. They were initially regarded as witnesses/victims who had returned from school and walked in on their mother lying in her pool of blood. Arrest of the twins. Due to their history of disputes, many people started to suspect her daughters soon after Nikki's murder. On May 21, 2010, the twin girls were ultimately taken into custody after being linked to their mother's passing. They initially entered a plea of innocence, but in 2014, they both admitted to killing their mother on purpose. Jasmiyah entered a guilty plea in February 2014 after Tasmiyah did so in January 2014. Each of the twins received a sentence of 30 years in prison. While Jasmiyah is being held in custody at Pulaski State Prison, Tasmiyah is currently incarcerated at Arundel State Prison.